What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today I made $1,270 trading, even though I only really made like 200. But again, like 200 on my actual funded accounts, and then a little over 1,000 on my evals. So coming into the day, I actually took shorts, and I want to go through it because I feel like a lot of people took longs or they lost today, and not me because been on a low key, been on a streak today. Not today, just on this week, but I want to first start it off by saying in the Discord, Daily Bias, I said 8:20 a.m., so 10 minutes before market open for me. I said we formed a bearish SMT with ES on the two wicks, but we are reacting off of a 15-minute bullish and 1 hour bullish gap. I'd recommending not take anything until the market is clear and there is a clear target. Okay, want to point that out because it is important to understand when we have open, right? This is why I don't trade in the first 5 minutes of open. This is exactly why. First of all, if you were to take this short right here, you literally would have got stopped out instantly. Like to take this right here, same thing I was taking with this inversion right at 8:31, so a minute into market open, you would have got stopped out. This is why I don't trade in the first 5 minutes. Why was I looking for shorts? Well, it was pretty simple. We had a bearish SMT with ES off of these highs here. So from here to here, we had swept them on ES, whereas on NQ you see that we haven't. If I go to MES, right, we can see how we did sweep those highs right here. Okay. Again, we did react into a 1 hour gap, but I really just wanted to see price flush lower because I thought that how the day was going, right, this was our accumulation, and so our accumulation was into this, and this wasn't the real manipulation move, which it did turn out to be, but the real manipulation move, in my opinion, I thought was going to be this sweep of data, not even data high, it's like a wick, it wasn't even data wick, but we had just so much unfilled liquidity and lows resting below us. We had an unfilled 4 hour gap right here, and then we also, I believe, had this swing low right here, which didn't really represent much, but I just all thought that these were potential draws on liquidity if we were going to shoot lower. However, right, beautiful break even point. You guys might be asking, Mish, why did you go break even here? I thought you were saying how like this low doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but especially when we're really choppy in pre-market like this where we don't really have a clear signal. Yes, I did want to see price go lower. However, like it is not perfectly clear that it's like 1 hour gap, tap into the 1 hour gap, 5 minute inversion. That's an A+ setup. I'm not saying this isn't an A+ setup, but it's definitely not as good as some of the other setups. I just had conviction in the trade, and this is why I took it. Took it right, break even after this low right here. I apologize, my window is open, but yeah. So if you guys hear any like planes or anything outside, that is what it is. But basically, the whole idea of this trade was that we had low resistance liquidity here. We had this swing low, and then we had a 4 hour below us, and everything was shooting down. I also didn't really see a true draw on liquidity above us. I didn't really like anything. Like, I couldn't tell you that I liked any of these highs. I guess we did take out this high, but coming into open, right, if you're looking at this and you're saying, like, I also didn't take this. I don't know why I wouldn't have, like, taken longs up to here. Not to mention, there was no true, like, manipulation into a bullish gap for me to take later. So that is the reason I took this short in terms of why I was looking to be bearish. Obviously followed my rules, went break even after this very nice candle to the downside. Actually closed early, and that's how I made $100 per account. I actually closed somewhere around like right here maybe, and that's what made me that $100, because if I got break even, I obviously would have made zero. But again, just like continuing the win streak, continuing following my strategy, following my rules, doing everything right, and it does pay off. If I were to have held, I would have got stopped out, and I mean, yeah, all you can do really for today. W day, I didn't really see much again to take afterwards until like later on, but not mad with how I traded this. I know a bunch of people took losses, so make sure that you know why you took your loss. In terms of what I could have done better on this trade was, again, how I said, like, wait for market to show its true colors. I could have honestly waited for a lot longer. How my setups had been later throughout the day. Like, this would have been a good setup, I feel like, right here when we had tapped into not a 15-minute but a 5-minute. This 5-minute gap wouldn't have been bad, I feel like. However, again, I didn't really want to take anything because there was no clear draw on liquidity. If we did have a clear draw on liquidity, this 1 minute here would have been beautiful. This inversion long up to like whatever. I don't know. Again, like you could have taken it up to the level I just marked out, but did I really think this was realistic? No, that's why I didn't take it. And I mean, I guess it did end up hitting, but again, if I were to have taken this, I would have got literally stopped out by a tick if I hadn't already went break even by then. So again, like there's nothing. That's why I don't really take, or I don't really like taking big RR trades. But I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, won my day, won my $100. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm not gonna be going for a $200 winning day on alpha, because I know when I used to do that, I'd always end up losing a lot more than I won, punishing myself, and then it was just not good. So sticking to my rules, sticking to my strategy, and yeah, letting the markets execute off for themselves. Tomorrow, gonna be trading at home, not in school tomorrow. And then Friday, I'm not gonna be trading at all. Gonna take Fridays off. From now on, want to really see how my win rate is gonna improve. I feel like that's one of the things that I have been noticing, how I've been losing on Fridays. I don't want to say constantly, but a good amount of the time I've been losing. So that's what I'm probably gonna avoid trading on Friday. Without further ado, don't waste you guys' time. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys use code mish on alpha. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, peace out.